They're known for human sacrifice and war, but the Aztecs were far more advanced, strategic, and surprising than you've ever imagined. Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the 5 brutal and brilliant truths about the Aztec civilization, a society shrouded in myth and misunderstanding, whose history blends ruthless warfare with groundbreaking innovation. Prepare to see a world where honor and brutality, science and sacrifice, pride and passion converge into a legacy that still captivates us centuries later. Our first truth delves into the heart of Aztec ritual, human sacrifice. Popular culture paints these ceremonies as sadistic violence, yet historical accounts reveal a practice deeply embedded in religious beliefs. Sacrifice was not mere cruelty, but a sacred duty meant to nourish the gods and maintain cosmic balance. For the Aztecs, offering a life was an honor. Victims, often prisoners of war, were selected not randomly but with a sense of destiny. They assumed a role that, under their spiritual lens, led to an esteemed afterlife, a reward for their sacrifice, marking a transition from mortal suffering to divine honor. Spanish chroniclers, whose accounts often sought to demonize the Aztecs, exaggerated these rituals, clouding their true purpose. In their eyes, the sacrificial ceremony was an appalling spectacle. In the eyes of many native people, it was an act of cosmic renewal. This is not to excuse the brutality, rather, it is to understand that the sacred and the savage existed side by side in Aztec society. Their rites, performed with precision and deep conviction, remind us that history is rarely black and white. In their sacrifice, the Aztecs saw a way to communicate with their gods, to ensure the longevity and fertility of their land. This belief system was not born of cruelty but from a desperate need to understand and control the forces of nature. It is a chilling reminder that when belief and tradition converge, acts that seem monstrous to modern eyes can be laden with meaning and symbolic power. Sacrifice meant more than bloodshed, it meant aligning mortal life with the divine order. A brief, impactful truth: belief can transform wrath into ritual. Moving from sacrifice to cultivation, our second truth explores the ingenious world of chinampas, floating gardens built on the shallow lakebeds surrounding Tenochtitlan. Imagine a network of man-made islands, meticulously designed to harness nature's bounty. These floating gardens were not only a marvel of agricultural innovation, they were the lifeblood of an empire. Through the creation of chinampas, the Aztecs engineered a sustainable farming system that fed millions. Without the conveniences of modern machinery, they harnessed natural resources with precision and care. Constructed by weaving together local materials with the fertile mud and water of the lakes, these islands produced abundant crops throughout the year. The chinampas represented an early, sustainable form of agriculture that defied environmental challenges. They transformed a watery landscape into a rich, productive environment that supported dense urban populations. Visualize rows of crops flourishing in harmony with the water, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The story of the chinampas reminds us that brilliance often arises in the most unlikely places. It is a narrative of resilience, a civilization that turned its harsh natural environment into an asset, a gift for future generations. Our journey now turns to the organizing prowess of the Aztec military. Fighting was an art, and warfare a critical component of the empire's survival. The Aztec military was not a chaotic band of warriors but a formidable, disciplined force organized into elite units, such as the Jaguar and Eagle warriors. These units were symbols of valor and honor, rigorously trained and fiercely loyal. They wielded obsidian weapons, sharp enough to slice through bone, demonstrating both their technological mastery and their tactical brilliance in battle. This military organization was integral to expanding and maintaining the Aztec Empire's influence. Over the course of less than a century, they conquered more than 500 city-states. Their success was not solely based on the brutality of their weapons, but on a sophisticated system of strategy, training, and hierarchy. Each skirmish was a calculated move, each battle a test of both physical strength and mental acuity. The warriors' disciplined approach to warfare, underscored by loyalty to their gods and their state, enabled them to build an empire that was both feared and admired. It is a potent reminder that often, the line between savage conquest and strategic brilliance is not as distinct as history might suggest. In every clash, the Aztecs wove together fear and respect, crafting a legacy that has mystified historians and dreamers alike. As we transition from the battlefield to the bustling heart of commerce, our fourth truth reveals the vibrant marketplace economy of the Aztecs. At the center of Tenochtitlan, the Tlatelolco market thrived as one of the largest urban hubs in the world, drawing in over 60,000 people every day. This marketplace was far more than a place to buy and sell. It was a living, breathing organism, pulsating with the exchange of ideas, culture, and commerce. Merchants traded in a diverse array of goods, using cacao beans and finely woven cotton cloth as currency, symbols of value that went beyond mere material wealth. Every stall was an epicenter of cultural exchange where tribal knowledge met economic innovation. The market economy had a structure that promoted fairness and encouraged extensive trade networks that spanned hundreds of miles. Traders navigated these sprawling networks, connecting remote regions with the bustling capitals of commerce. The market was, in many ways, the social and economic engine of the Aztec state, emblematic of a society that understood the power of trade not only to prosper but also to bind communities together. This economic model was a precursor to modern ideas of market dynamics where trust, exchange, and community played foundational roles. In its chaos, the market was a symphony, a blend of commerce and community, a testament to what can happen when society learns to trade fairly and wisely. Our final truth unfolds in the realm of knowledge and learning. The Aztecs established a sophisticated writing system that combined pictographs with phonetic elements, a tool they used to document history, science, and culture. This writing system found expression in their codices, fragile yet enduring records that have taught us much about their world. They did not confine education to an elite few. Both nobles and commoners were provided with schooling. Education was mandatory, aiming to equip young minds with knowledge in astronomy, medicine, law, and history. Schools were vibrant centers of intellectual ferment, where students learned that the pursuit of knowledge was as essential as the mastery of war or art of farming. Through these educational endeavors, the Aztecs fostered a society where intellectual curiosity and innovation thrived hand in hand with martial prowess. The writing system and schools laid the groundwork for a civilization that appreciated beauty in both art and intellect. They meticulously recorded astronomical events, crafted remedies from indigenous plants, and debated the philosophies of justice and governance. Every glyph and lesson was a step toward enlightenment, a brief but powerful message. Wisdom was the greatest weapon of all. Their commitment to education was a bold declaration against the forces of ignorance, speaking to a culture that valued both the mind and the spirit. It is a legacy of learning that continues to inspire modern educators and curious minds everywhere. As we reflect on these 5 brutal yet brilliant truths, we are left with a powerful understanding. The Aztec civilization defies simple categorization. Its legacy is one of contradiction and complexity, where acts of overwhelming violence coexist with dazzling feats of ingenuity. History reminds us that while impressions of savagery capture attention, it is the underlying brilliance, the strides in agriculture, military organization, economic trade, and education, that endures and inspires. The Aztecs challenge us to look beyond our initial perceptions, to see in every act a nuance, and in every ritual a rationale steeped in the culture of its time. The Aztecs were more than a society of sacrifice and war. They were visionaries and pioneers, architects of a realm where brutality and brilliance wove a tapestry of cultural magnificence. Their story challenges us to question our myths and encourages us to embrace a broader understanding of history, a history that is as wondrous and varied as the world itself. Every fact unveiled today not only reshapes the narrative but also celebrates the human capacity for innovation and resilience in the midst of profound adversity. As we conclude this exploration, consider the multifaceted essence of the human spirit, capable of both unspeakable acts and extraordinary creativity. The story of the Aztecs is not merely a relic of the past, it reverberates into our modern quest for knowledge and understanding. In the ruins of ancient temples and the echoes of ceremonial chants, we find lessons that transcend time, urging us to look deeper and learn more. The Aztecs weren't just brutal, they were brilliant. Their empire was a mix of science, strategy, and spirituality. Subscribe to It Factomized for more myth-busting truths about the world's most fascinating ancient civilizations.